with a stretch of 4 games in a relatively close quarter, not too bad. How limited are you in terms of how energetic you guys can be in practice, or how much live work you can do in practice?
Well, we didn't do anything live. At most, it was against coaches. It was just more muscle memory, clean up some areas where we've seen some slippage. I know that you're not going to have a ton of full-blown contact practices at this point in the season when you have those windows, whether it's film, just light work on the court. It's important to still kind of touch some of these things. If you don't, it kind of gets away from you.
How's Gaff doing?
He was moving okay. He was a partial participant, but he'll be questionable for tomorrow, as will KP. He took a shot in the ribs, and it's just a little tender, a little sore. Be reevaluated, and we'll look into it tomorrow, see how he feels.
Speaking of KP, he said that teams have been defending him differently lately, sending help along the baseline.
Yeah.
I think he said. What have you noticed about that?
Well, we saw it a little bit, early in the year, but I think with the 2 big lineup, teams are matching him with smaller defenders. And in doing so, they're switching pick and rolls, which takes away his pick and pop. And then they're doubling him in the post, sometimes from the top of the floor. To his point the other night was, from the baseline. And it's good coverage. It's coverage that we've used at times, but it just takes away a lot of his options. You don't know where that help's coming from. So it really puts that guy in the post under duress.
Are you still inclined to go too big to begin games for now?
Yeah. Yep. It's been good for us. I think it's, there's going to be some games where, we'll make adjustments, have to downsize, read the flow of the game, but I think it's been good for us overall.
You were saying you wanted teams to kind of adjust to you. When it comes to the 2 big lineup, what are you seeing that makes teams have to adjust now to kind of throw them off their game plan?
Well, in the last 10 games, we've been top 10 in defensive rating. Our ability to protect the rim has been great. Struggled last night to protect the paint. A lot of that was transition, and the bulk of those were all fly ball turnovers. But in the half court, I think the 2 big lineup has really paid dividends as far as rim protection, paint protection. In general, it's been positive.
And then I guess when you said Gaff and KP would be a question.
Right.
Anything have you maybe tinkered or maybe experimented with another kind of lineup thing?
Well, we've got plenty of lineups that we've used for a variety of reasons this season. So if those guys aren't available, we'll see who we have and we'll make those determinations tomorrow.
How'd you sum up the first half of the year?
Share of ups and downs, and that's the nature of the season. Obviously, the injuries were a big piece of that. You can look back at that 10-game, losing streak. That was a big piece, and thankfully got through that. We've had a couple of winning streaks. It boils down to our consistent level of play, our competitive spirit, our overall approach. Those things are, regardless of the outcome, those are things we can control.
You said last night that you wanted to get threes from a variety of different ways other than drive and kick. What are those other ways that you want to see that happen?
Well, some of it is, facilitating out of the post. When we space correctly and teams want to double, we should make them pay. Obviously in transition, the kick-aheads, I think, have been good for us. But to do that, we have to be committed to running. And it goes back to spacing correctly. Cannot run on top of each other. We got to get width, depth into our break. We can find those corners. It's been good for us. And then the last piece, of course, is pick and roll. Making the right read at the right time, not getting downhill, playing in crowds. When we're spaced correctly, we're able to hit the paint. That does facilitate those high efficient 3-point shots.
Kind of building on Chase, what has, in the first 41 sample size, what has been the most consistent thing the team has done?
Well, I think our level of resilience. Honestly, we've had a lot of things go against us. And you bend, but you don't break. I think that's an indication of the character of this group. We're not going to be mistake-free. We're not always going to have the right approach, but we've shown enough, call moxie, togetherness, whatever you want to term it. But this group is not broken, and I think it's a true indication of a team that cares about each other as individuals and it's got a larger sense of what's important. There's something bigger than just each individual. I think they're bought into that.
DeRozan being out tomorrow, how does that change what they do on the offensive side?
I mean, you just gotta look for other guys, other talented guys that they have to pick their number, get their opportunity, and look to score. I mean, you would think, LaVine, he a load by himself, so he kind of opened the game up in Chicago last time we played him. So you look for him to have like a 30, 40-point performance, and other guys to step up. You know what I'm saying? Caruso probably look to be more aggressive, stuff like that. So.
KP said he's noticed teams defending him differently, particularly recently, kind of running help down the baseline. What have you noticed from playing with him?
I mean, it's just a Peyton. At first they was doing a lot of digging from the front side of the thing. Now they kind of they trying to front. We throw it over the top, and they just bring in that baseline defender, trying to make a decision, make him think a little bit. But him being 7'3", I mean, shouldn't really affect him that much. He can see over mostly everybody. But we just got to do a better job of giving him outlets when we do that, so he can make plays. As far as Gav flooding to the rim, once that happened, bringing the defense. If not, Gav got a dunk. If not, we got other shooters out there once Gav attract the defense. So that's what we was working on, and we made emphasis of that in film. So we should see a step in that tomorrow night. I mean, it might be different with their personnel because they got some good defenders, so I don't know how they going. They may play straight up, you know what I'm saying? They may make an adjustment, so it's kind of like during the flow type of deal. You got to fill the game up.
What good things do you want to carry over from the last time you played Chicago?
Just finish. I mean, we was in the game. We had a couple offensive rebounds late that we didn't grab that kind of hurt us, but we was in the game. I think, if I recall, I mean, it was like a minute 30. It was like a tied ball game or something like that. So just finish. We beat them first game of the season, I believe. So we just got to come out with our aggressive and play together. I think if we play together, share the ball, and just get back to having fun, we'll be straight. So.
Well, if you look at this first 41 games sample size individually, what have you like from your game so far?
I mean, I don't know. I've been playing up and down. Some games I play better than the other ones. For me, I really judge myself just off wins and losses. Like my performance is what it's gonna be. Some nights I'm gonna play well, some nights I'm not. So I kind of just judge myself and grade myself just off wins and losses. And where we at right now, I mean, I don't like it, don't nobody like it, but we just gotta find a way to, get through this storm and figure it out. I mean, we got the team, we got bodies back. Wish they had Brad back soon. So wins and losses for me, I don't really look at my individual stuff. Because when you win, and that stuff take care of everything else. So.
As the point guard, what kind of challenge does that give you to kind of lead the team through the storm?
Yeah, I mean, I done been through so much adversity in my career, so this right here is really some young stuff for me. It's just basketball. We gotta get that feeling back, that why we started playing this game. Like, what's your why? And you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody got their why. They doing this, feel like we gotta stop coming here and just taking it for granted. Like, we got the best job in the world to make a lot of money doing what you love since you've been a kid. And if we all get that joy back, that's how I'm kind of looking at this. Like, it's basketball. I can't put too much pressure on myself. Just go out there and just play and have fun. I'm trying to get that twinkle down through the locker room. Just have fun with it and don't put too much pressure on them, and the storm will pass.
Wes added that teams are kind of going small on the pick and pop to try to take that away from KP. I guess is the other part of the pick and roll there. What can you do to kind of counter that?
Just mixing stuff up. Playing KP like kind of like in a corner and stuff sometime to space the floor, and play more so like with Gaff in the pick and roll, so we can do that, and also like setting away off ball screens for KP to get them on the run so they can't switch out. And if they do, he can get a quick post up, at the elbow area. So we just got to find different ways because they definitely want to take away me and his pick and pop game because it's good. So with us playing two bigs, they kind of just putting smaller guys on them and trying to black out. So we just got to figure it out. But I was talking to KP too. We got a good relationship. So I just told him with them doing that, you just got to be more decisive with your moves. You can't really just hold it and think because they coming. So you'll see tomorrow he gonna be more quicker with his stuff and everything. And that's the way it got to be.